What up, Wolfpack? It's your boy Amari. This video is probably going to be super long, and I have a lot to say in this intro, so I'm going to try to make this quick. I went to react to this video because I had you guys vote on a poll, and you guys chose this song, and almost immediately I realized I know this song. And I started thinking about it, and I realized that I had heard this song a few years back at an anime convention, go figure, probably around the time that this song came out. And so instead of pretending that I didn't know this song, I just decided to shift the focus of this video into a musical analysis video. And so what I did is I stopped the video and I went and I listened to the audio of the song, and I just took some notes really quickly of things that I wanted to talk about in this song, and basically explain to you guys why I now believe that this is a top 3 BTS song that I've ever heard. Now, if you've heard every single song that BTS has ever put out, you're obviously coming from a different perspective than I am, but in the, I don't know, 60 BTS songs that I've heard, this is a top 3 BTS song for me personally. My normal reactions are kind of like mini musical analysis, and I try not to get too complex so that people either fall asleep or just can't follow it. So I will try to make this, manageable for people who don't have a degree in music, but that's what this video will be. I'm still going to be playing the music video though, because in the 15 seconds of the video that I watched, it seemed really interesting and like it was going somewhere, and I've never seen it, and so I kind of want to 2 birds, 1 stone it. But I was told that this video has a lot to do with the BU anyway. I don't know anything about the BU because I'm not following it, and so I'm not sure how much I'm gonna get out of the video anyway, but that's not really the focus of this video. But the point is, I might say some video related stuff throughout the course of this. It might be like a mini music video reaction, but for the most part, it will be focusing on the things that are happening musically in this song. If you're not into that, then I don't know why you clicked on a video that says music major reacts musical analysis, but that's what this video is gonna be. Next point of business, tomorrow, the day after this video drops, I will be dropping the 2018 MMAs, the Melon Music Awards performance from BTS on my Patreon. For anybody who's my patron, definitely make sure to look forward to that. If you're not my patron, then you can become my patron and look forward to that. I wanted to do, tomorrow's kind of big day for me, and so I wanted to do some type of fake love performance to go with this, and I was told that that's the best fake love performance, but I'd have to watch the whole performance for it to make sense. I guess they're connected. So I'm just gonna be reacting to the whole thing, and that's gonna go up on my Patreon tomorrow, so look forward to that. Lastly, I will be wearing earbuds throughout the course of this video. The mic on these earbuds, as you guys know, is not the best, but it's very important that I can hear what's going on in the song as clearly as possible, and I can hear more precisely with the earbuds in, specifically these earbuds, because they have a very true sound. True meaning that they're not tuned in any way. Certain headphones or earbuds or whatever are tuned, where certain frequencies are turned down or turned up in intensity. Dre Beats is infamous for that. They have a very bass heavy sound in their tuning of the audio that comes through them, and so that's why I'm going to be using these earbuds. Sorry, I know the sound on the mic is not the best, but yeah, I think I've said everything that I need to say. We're going to be getting into this video. All right, I'll see you guys on the other side. Peace.
날 위해서라면 난 슬퍼도 기쁜 척할 수가 있었어. 널 위해서라면 난 아파도 강한 척할 수가 있었어.
Okay, so in this part, we have V. I didn't actually know that that was V when I heard the song. We have V's voice stacked, so there are multiple takes of V's voice layered on top of each other. They all have a bunch of reverb on them, and then they're panned that you can hear them in a stereo way. They're not all coming straight down the middle. A few over here, a few over here, some are coming down the middle. It creates like a very full sound, especially with the reverb on top of it, which there is a lot on it. It changes the sound of his voice. I would advise, if you're not watching this with headphones on, you definitely should, because I'm going to be touching on things that are important that you wear headphones or earbuds or some kind of stereo environment. Don't listen to it through your phone speaker, especially because I'm going to touch on a lot of low-end stuff, which Apple phones and I think Android phones as well, I don't have an Android phone, their speakers aren't built to have you clearly hear the things that I'm going to be touching on, and I really want you to get what it is that I'm saying. So do yourself a favor and be able to hear all the stuff that's going on in the song, because it's great. Okay, in this particular section, JK's voice is primarily coming down the middle. So it's panned like how V's voice was, but not in the exact same way. So there are more layers of JK's voice coming down the middle than we had with V's, where V's was very widely panned. This is predominantly coming down the middle with some side action happening. So that's very interesting that for the different singers that they have delivering these lines, they pan things differently to give different effects. It also probably has to do with the lyrics as well, which I'd probably go back and actually look at what they're saying. The music, you have a guitar playing, but it's not a guitar. It's not an electric guitar. It's a synthetic guitar. It's not a real guitar being played by a musician. It is a synth being played by some producer or whatever that has guitar sounds on it, but there are real guitars in this song later on, and the best way that I figured out to distinguish between the two is if it's playing individual notes, that is a good indicator for you that that is the synthetic guitar. But if it's playing chords, so the guitars that happen in the background of the chorus, the bridge, those are real guitars, and they're playing basically like what a rhythm guitar section would be in a band. So it's the difference between a lead guitarist. The lead guitarist is playing the individual notes that are a synthetic guitar sound, versus the rhythm guitarist is playing like an actual guitar. Okay, we're gonna go back some so I can actually know what they're saying with the lyrics. Another thing, transitions in this song are amazing. We're going to touch on that a lot, but the transition between V and JK right there, there's a riser, which is that wasn't the best impersonation of one, but you got the point. There's like a shush sound that plug in, so it's a type of effect that people use, often using them in transitions. There's a bunch in this song. In fact, every transition in this song either has a riser or a crash cymbal, and so it also has some other stuff happening as well, but there is a bunch of risers happening in this song, and the transitions are produced in a way to intentionally help you know, like help your brain know that something is changing, whether it be the artist who's singing, rapping, whatever, or whether it be changing sections of the song, so moving from verse into pre-chorus or pre-chorus into chorus, so on and so forth. But everything in this song is so intentional. There's so many little pieces of this song that are geniusly crafted. In the background, you have, I think it's RM doing backing vocals, saying something, I'm so sick of fake love, maybe. And that's important because later during RM's verse, you will see it being swapped. I believe it's JK doing the ad-libs, but during RM's verse, when he's rapping, you have singing ad-libs over top. And so in this section where they're singing, you have rapping ad-libs. Okay, so obviously that's the chorus. This first chorus I don't think has the pre-chorus on it, but the rest of the choruses do, and I'll touch on that more when we get to it. But did you hear in the background the real guitars playing the chords? It was like a strumming sound versus individual notes. In the intro, a part of the bridge, and the outro, you have the individual guitar notes, that's the synth guitar, and then in the chorus and the bridge as well, you have the real guitar. And so pairing those two together is so smart, and again, it's off enough for your brain to pick up on it. They mesh well together, but they don't sound the same. So it just makes the song that more interesting. I feel like the 808s in this song, they really act as the lead melody, especially in the pre-chorus and transition into the chorus section. We're gonna touch on that more later because I don't want to front load all of the information into the beginning of the video, but the bass line in this song is orgasmic. If you didn't heed my warning and go get headphones before, shame on you. But yeah, it's really good. And the transition from that first intro section with V and JK into the chorus, you hear that do-do-do-do-do. And you'll hear that more later. It gets more pointed as you go on throughout the song. They add more layers into it, so it becomes heavier.
Just for you, just for you.
Okay, this rap section right here goes to show how much research that they have done on hip-hop. The flow that he's using in the beginning section, because he's about to switch his flow into a different flow because Hobie be the flow god, we been new. But this is called a Scotch snap flow. It started in Scottish folk music and then was brought to the United States by Scottish immigrants and was eventually adopted by the black community, us, and it is commonly used in rap, like a lot. In trap music specifically, the two most common flows are the triplet flow, so think Migos or 21 Savage, and the Scots snap flow, which is commonly used by people like Cardi B, 2 Chainz. Speaking of 2 Chainz, this is also used by singers when they're trying to rap. It's a flow that is very easy for English speakers to do because the way in which we accentuate our words, where the focus is on the first beat, the downbeat of the word, and then the second section of the word is less pointed. That's how we naturally speak. So for people who are learning to rap, I don't want to say it's a good beginner flow, but it comes very naturally to native English speakers, which he is not, which is the whole point of this. You're like, how is this related to 2 Chainz? I'm about to tell you. When singers like Ariana Grande start rapping and make a trap-inspired song like 7 Rings, Scott Snap flow is all over that song. That is part of the reason why 2 Chainz ended up suing her over that song and saying that she bit his style. And why that song sounds so hip-hoppy, it's because it's a Scotch snap flow. Beyonce, when she raps, she uses a Scotch snap flow a lot. Rihanna, when she raps, you see my point here. When singers rap, it's a very natural thing. When English-speaking singers rap, not every accent of English, American English speakers, it's very natural for us because that's how we talk naturally anyway. And so for them, people who don't natively speak English, to have mastered this flow is just a testament to how much research they've done. I know that you guys told me that they actually came to the US and studied with us, black people, to like hone their rapping skills. And maybe that's where they learned to do things like this, or maybe it just comes from listening to so much of our music. I don't know, but the point is they're really good at it. And I don't usually touch on things of this, like things this in depth, but you know, it's musical analysis, so we're gonna get into it. During the pre-chorus, they actually do it again. I don't know who it is. I think it's Jimin, but we're gonna touch on that too. But if you're interested, you can look it up. There's a bunch of research that's been done on it. But yeah, Hobie be the flow god. This rap section is really underrated and it's really, really good. I just now realized he switches from a Scott Snap flow to a triplet flow in his verse. Like this is a very hip hop influenced song, like everything about it, which we'll get into more later because we're only a minute and a half into the song. Oh my God. But for him to use the two most common flow styles in trap music, which is the most common and most popular style of rap music in the modern era, in this was so smart over this beat, and it just fits so well, especially with the gliding 808s that they have happening in the background, which I will again touch on that more later. But he literally couldn't have picked better flows for his verse, is what I'm saying. Did you get there with me? That was a lot for me to say. He's great at rapping, and this was a very smart verse. Okay, during this particular section, there's risers happening like every 15 seconds. So if you didn't hear it before, you should hear and that's just like a tension and release thing. They do that a lot in their music, which is also part of the reason why their music is so great. But it's just building tension, building tension, building tension, and then when the beat comes back in, it drops. Okay, so I tried to clap them out, but during that section with Jin, you hear, so first off, we have no percussive elements at all, and then what comes in is a clap, and it's clap, 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 and it speeds up again, tension, music cuts out, drop. Okay, so there's a lot of tension and release in this song, so throughout the course of this song, whether you hear it consciously or not, you're being built up and then brought back down, and built up and brought back down, and it feels good, bro. This song is great, okay? The song is amazing. Editing this video is gonna be a nightmare, but yeah, so very good. That's interesting. Okay, so again, this is the first time I'm seeing the video. I'm not even really talking about the video because I'm talking so much about the song. But the video is visually stunning. I'm very lost on what it is. I'm sure there's a lot of metaphors and stuff going on. The sound design of this video is very interesting though, in that when the floor was falling, you could hear like block falling sounds. When the phone turned to sand, you could hear like sand granule noises. So that's very interesting. As far as just like adding elements to the video that aren't just visual, I love that. I'm not really sure what's happening. The dancing is amazing though, so that's cool. But I don't really know where this is going. This song is also way sadder lyrically than I thought it was. Like it's called Fake Love. So like I knew it was going to be about something sad, but I didn't realize that it was like, the song is very much like I became fake to love you, and I assumed it was going to be you were showing me love that was fake, and so it's way deeper than I expected. Also, I thought it said now you're so mad when really it says love it's so mad. So that's yeah, I'm very glad I have the lyrics on for this, because lyrically I didn't get any of this. Okay, so right here where it's do 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 do, that's so good. That's the gliding 808s that I was talking about before, which is a very common thing in, well, two kinds of rap. You have one, trap music, but is also, and more importantly because it's the way they're using it, it's common in drill music, which drill music is a kind of rap music that started in the UK. They're literally bringing the whole world together in this song. Started in the UK and has since made its way to the East Coast of the US, New York, and then it transitioned over to the Midwest and Chicago. But drill music uses gliding bass lines a lot. And what I mean by gliding is it's literally a glide feature. When you set up the DAW, so like the production software that you're using, you can turn on an effect that's called glide, which will make the synth notes, in this case a synth sub bass, make the notes glide together. So instead of bah, 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 in drill music, they oftentimes make the 808 bass line the lead melody, and although this is not intended to be the lead melody, it's intended to be a backing melody, it's still very drill reminiscent because throughout the course of the song, it happens so much, and it happens in between the moments in which they're singing, so it's so noticeable that it starts to become the lead melody. And because this song is so rhythmic, first off, there's a lot of rapping in the song, but the way that the vocal line is even rapping and their delivery of their lines is rhythmic, it starts to become rhythm first with the song. And so what ends up happening is that somewhat backing melody of the sub bass then starts to become the lead melody, which gives it a kind of drill vibe. If you don't know drill music, go listen to it. It's very aggressive, but it's production wise, it's fantastic. There's actually a lot of vocal stacks in this song. Even the rappers, it's really apparent in Suga's section, but even the rappers have vocal stacks on their rapping. With his section, it's very interesting because his ad-libs are him, versus in RM section, his ad-libs are, I think, JK. It's one of the vocal line. And so it creates a different kind of feeling. It's much more common in rap to have your ad-libs be done by a rapper, to have them be rhythmic or even like chanting, versus in RM section, it's melodic ad-libs, which gives it just like a different kind of spice. Do you hear that? There's like a pulsating synthetic piano playing in the background during this section. The way that they're doing the drums in this section, where it's like here, I'll go back and do it. If you didn't see, like, look at I don't know if you can see my hand, I can't see the screen right now, but I'll slide over some more. Follow my hand and you'll be able to hear it. There is a secondary, I think it's a tom, it's way in the background, so you may not hear it if you're not really paying attention, but there's a secondary percussive element on the off beats between the snare. That's another very trap kind of vibe. This song very easily could have been a rap line song because it's so hip-hop inspired, but the fact that it's not makes me like it even more, and I'll touch on that more later, but yeah. I just know why, 'cause it's a fake love, fake love, fake love. What's happening? Okay, well, hopefully you saw what I was doing with my hand. And that built, so we had the riser, and then it went into like a tape stop effect, which is kind of like the, it's like a vinyl effect. That one wasn't a vinyl one though. It comes from the vinyl effect where when people would stop a record, it would like, zzz, it would slow down. It wouldn't stop immediately like when you hit stop on something electronic. And so that happens a lot in, again, modern hip-hop music. But this, I don't know what this is. There's some video element. I knew there had to be like some extra stuff in this because it's 5 minutes and the song's like 3.5 minutes. But so far, very beautiful. Lots of like really poignant colors and really sad settings. Suga threw a guitar at a piano. Like there's a lot going on in this video. I don't know what any of it means. I'm sure it has a bunch of deep metaphors that I'd have to read like some psychology textbook to understand. But oh, speaking of psychology, if you stay towards the end in the outro, you will hear my like actual psychological reason for why I love this song. A whole psychology theory of why this song slaps. So don't leave. I be saying stuff important in the outro. Did you run out of time? Okay. Okay, this give me a second, because none of this was in the audio that I heard. Okay, hold on. That was like an actual drum in there at one point. They also had that was like the synth I was talking about earlier that's in the verse, and they had a guitar playing. I'm not 100% sure if that was I don't think that was a real guitar, but it could have been. It doesn't sound exactly like the guitars from the intro. Such a crazy shot. So during that section, that pre-chorus section is what I was talking about, how the vocal line also incorporates the Scotch snap into what they're doing. Yeah, that's in Korean too. That's extra impressive. Jesus, these boys. Anyway, yeah, this is very, very interesting, because in this section, they switch back and forth between singing and rapping so quickly, and it's all singers, so it might not be noticeable, but that is in fact rapping. If it's rhythm first and it's not super melodic, that's rapping. And so I thought it was Now It's So Bad, but the Love Is So Mad, Love Is So Mad, that's singing, and then the Korean part, that's rapping, and then I'm So Sick of This Fake Love, that's singing. The hi-hats in the chorus section have like a bounce to them. So good. Whoever produced this, I want to meet them. I want to shake their hand, bro. Like on some seriousness. This song is so good. And again, the way that the hi-hats are produced is also very drill inspired, which is interesting. If whoever produced this is from London, bro, oh my god, y'all owe me something. I don't know what it is, but y'all owe me something. In trap, the hi-hats are usually a lot more consistent, whereas in drill, the hats like dance. So we're gonna go back a little bit so you can hear them, but it's not a consistent 8th note or a consistent 16th note or even like a 16th 30-second, like, you know, it's in trap, when the hats are playing, they're usually, because, you know, there's some bleed, it's consistent, and even if it's changing speed, it's still consistent. This is in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Okay, yeah. So in that section, they're doing the trap thing where it's the end right there that gets chopped up like drill.
사랑이 사람만으로 완벽하기에 내 모든 약점들은 다 숨겨지기에 이루어지지 않는 꿈속에서 피울 수 없는 꽃을 키웠어.
There was like a very small, so they had it earlier going into whatever that video thing was, you know, where they tried to drown my boy. So yeah, they had it leading at like a big one leading into, I say big one, what it is basically you can adjust the speed at which the tape delay happens, and so you can basically adjust how long it takes to come to a stop. And so that one was slower, so it sounds bigger. This one was very abrupt. Wow, okay, that was really long. Sorry, hopefully you guys got something out of that and can understand why I love that song so much. As I listened through that song again, it went higher on my list. This just might be my favorite BTS song ever. Like, the song is so good and it does so many subtle things. And also, it's my vibe. I really like hip-hop inspired production, and if you notice the songs that I really like from the K-pop world, even if they're not straight up rap line songs, they have a lot of hip-hop inspired elements. I just really like the low end. I like percussive elements and I like a lot of like bass in my songs, and this has both. But also, it's not just a rap line song, and that's important to me because everybody eats on this song. Everybody has their time to shine, and that's great. That is what this group is about. And so I love it a lot. I had singers rapping and rappers extra rapping and great instrumentation. It's a great song. To me, this is BTS at their best. Now, I'm not gonna say this is going to be their best song ever, because I don't believe that. In fact, I'm not even sure that this is their musically best song, because that's, you know, that's an opinion. It might be my favorite, but I can't say that it's straight up the best song that they've ever made, and I doubt that their best days are behind them, so I wouldn't ever go that far to say that. But what I mean by them being at their best is that everyone is a huge contributor to this song. Everyone is so key in making this song as great as it is, and removing any singular person from this song would greatly reduce how amazing this song is. That's important. And so I feel that BTS is at their best when everybody can shine, and I feel like everybody shined in this song. Now, for the psychological theory that I was talking about before, this song grew on me a lot. Like, literally every single time I've ever heard this song, it's gotten better. That's also because I've noticed more things about it every time I hear it, and now, like, I'm doing a whole freaking 40-minute video on how great this song is. But this song for me was a clear example of the mere exposure effect. What that is a psychological theory that says the more we as humans are exposed to something, the more we come to enjoy that thing, the more we start to find that thing to be pleasurable. It explains a lot of things, like how songs grow on people. Songs that you literally did not like the first time that you heard them can, and sometimes do, grow on you to be absolutely amazing songs. It also explains one of the reasons, because there are several psychological theories, for why we find celebrities so much more attractive than normal people. In fact, we find them more attractive than themselves when they were normal people. And it's because our brain likes the familiarity of their faces. We have seen their faces so much that we have grown accustomed to their faces, and so we find them more pleasurable than just some random face. And that's super interesting to me. And this song demonstrated that for me so well, because the first time I heard this song, I didn't care enough to go out and, like, you know, play it 100 times or whatever. I didn't even stop everybody to ask, hey, what song is this? Or who is this by? But now I'm here making a 40-minute video on why this song is amazing. See what I'm saying? It's a big growth. And so if this, by some weird coincidence, is the first time that you've heard this song, first off, go listen to it fully without some music nerd spouting off a bunch of stuff in between it. Listen to it start to finish, but give it an opportunity to grow on you, because for me, this song grew massively on me, and it's great. It's really great. So hopefully you enjoy this song as much as I do. If you don't, you're wrong. Period. Music is subjective, and we're all entitled to our opinions, but some opinions are wrong. In this case, if you don't like this song, your opinion is wrong. Just kidding, guys. But hopefully you enjoyed this video as much as I did. This is basically turning my musical rants up to 11. If you're new here, I do this basically in all of my videos, but in a much more condensed, much less stoppy format. But I wanted to do something different instead of just being like, hey, you guys voted on this poll for me to do this video, and then it turns out I actually knew the song. Plus, I wanted to make this week of videos be interesting, so hopefully you enjoyed it. Anyway, I will see all of you guys next time. Definitely make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Have a great day, guys.